Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Heroes of the Storm Korea match. We have our second of the night. Our final match is going to be Team BlossoM up against Miracle. Last year, BlossoM was losing to Miracle almost every time they faced each other, all 4 times, I believe. Miracle was able to take the victory. They were on the cusp. BlossoM was close to passing them. They improved a lot. But this year, BlossoM is top 4 team. This year, BlossoM are the favorites.
Has already passed them in the standings, but against each other. It was a tough match in part number 1 and part number 2 that we're facing once again. We still do believe, as we and I predicted, that BlossoM to be the favorites into this match, as Miracle's still having lots of issues with the roster and the meta right now. And for right now, BlossoM's having the favorite with Sonya, even bringing Zeratul Avatar sometimes. And Wiz, of course, is the one that's handling all that, but when he falls short, when he loses that position oftentimes, they often lose the team fight also. So it feels like Wiz is like the double-edged swords in the team.
Yeah, it certainly can be the way to punish this team, is to try to threaten lane swaps, you know, maybe go for some gank attempts, pick a losing matchup in the solo lane, then try to kill him a few times, trick him that way. He's obviously a very mechanically gifted player. His Thrall is nerfed on this patch. But of course, he was never going to be playing Thrall because Thrall wasn't solo laner on the Crash Lightning meta. Don't think we'll be seeing Thrall possibly ever again, but at least for the time being, it's important to know that that's nerfed.
Yeah, that's nerfed, and a lot more changes with Ariel, Vala, etc. And of course, Maiev, even with the nerf, still banned lots of times. Maybe we'll see her in play. I hope to see her in play a few more times. As BlossoM, we have this roster Modern, who has been flexing into the team with basically any hero that they need to play.
Yeah, he's been really good on it too. Gondar has been kind of a mixed bag, I feel like. He's had some great moments on his ETC, on his Garrosh, and even his Anubarak, but his Anubarak has been the least consistent of his heroes, especially if you look at his Eastern Clash play, where he was playing against only the best of the East. Against Miracle, might not be as impactful, but we will see, as Dudu looks to be in a really good mood, at least today. Lots of chatter going on this side of the stage. See what kind of creative drafts they want to bring to the table, because they're always known for, on new patches, in new metas, finding the faster way to victory, faster way to, you know, understanding heroes like Medivh, for example, that's become more meta recently.
So the only team to play right wing within the last few months. That happened last weekend with BlossoM, but here comes Miracle. Let's talk. You want to talk about the problems first, or the problems later?
You know, I'll let you decide when we talk about the problems.
Well, here we go, Miracle. We have Gunsa Judy, of course, swapping the DPS role and the tank. Other 3 members are still the same. Sniper just flexing in. H82 actually says specialist, but there's another flex into the team. Jaehyun, the old player from Korean, as known as the living fossil in the scene, with the support Malfurion. But this team looks pretty good on paper, but when it comes to team fights, the draft has been slipping through. They're missing the 2% or the 5% all the time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The interesting stat I have for you guys in terms of flex play for these two teams, in 2017, both Modern Life and Sniper played 30 different heroes. So they've flexed quite a bit, and they've shown us a lot of different styles of gameplay that shows, again, that both these teams are very much on the creative side of things. But consistency-wise, I think the team BlossoM that's honed into their roles further, gotten closer into their positions, not role swapping, just working on improving each role. That's the team that's had more success. And on the side of Miracle, they've got a new player to Heroes of the Storm professional play, and they've swapped his role already, which just makes it so difficult to improve. He's played 14 different heroes in his first split of 2018. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, it seems like Gunza also has a tough time flexing into the tank role, and oftentimes when we talk to the Korean players, especially especially Sign or it used to be Noblesse also. They say Heroes is all about the front line, the tank, which makes the game so much harder and so much more pressure from the front line. You have to make either you make that initiation or you protect your team. Oftentimes you are the one making those crazy plays. Of course, DPS will come in and clean that up with the damage, but you're the one starting and really making the fight, and without you, you can't. The entire team can't really engage unless you have the entire poking squad or with the CC. So they have a lot more pressure, but with this new player on that tank line, Miracle's having lots of issues. The pressure is real for Gunza, and oftentimes he just borrow charges in, and he has no escape.
Yeah, he plays the tank role very aggressively, and just given how he plays Nubrock, I would not. It might not be a pretty sight to see him play the Muradin. Bans here are Braxis and Cursed Hollow. Miracle again banning the Cursed Hollow, second time in the second part of phase 1. We'll have Tomb as the first map chosen by BlossoM.
Well, let's see. Well, Spider, BlossoM's favorite map from 2017.
Yeah,
oftentimes was banned from other teams so many times, they didn't really get to play this map, play this battleground in 2018, I believe. I think this may be like the second time or the third time in, and this has been their favorite. When Thrall was not the meta, Wiz was still playing it. Maybe even after the Crash Lightning nerf, he will still play Thrall. Let's see.
You know, I hope not, but there's a possibility. If Thrall is played, he will play as a solo laner this series, and obviously this is not the map where that matters the most. Just ask KSP Black. Just drafting non-solo lane drafts on this map every time they hit it, just because 4-man rotation has been stronger and more potent. A lot of thought going into this first ban, which I say it all the time, but it's always worrisome. Very much means there is no plan. That's literally what it means. If this time ticks down for more than 10 seconds, it means you chose first ban without a plan. Look at BlossoM's. Look at how long it took for BlossoM to decide.
Of course it was Maiev, but still, Miracle usually they were the ones to ban Maiev sometimes, or even a Tracer, oftentimes against multiple teams, even against KSP Black. They're willing to change a little bit, picking Malfurion as the first pick, not really taking that Hanzo approach yet.
Not yet. So BlossoM gonna go down the Tracer route. We've got Dudu. Miracle also likes to put Judy on the Tracer. Unfortunately, his results have not been up to standard, shall we say, just yet on the Tracer, but still, two good reasons to pick the Tracer: your own skill and your opponent's proclivity to lock in the hero high priority. They grab the Garrosh early as well, which means that Gondar can play a comfort hero. So this draft is literally just two players playing their best hero in this meta early. That's why we haven't seen this draft out of any of the other games today. Any of the three we saw previously, none of them look like this, because this is BlossoM just saying, you know, let's play what we're good at. Let's figure out what Miracle wants to do in this series before we try to get too snipey in terms of strategy.
But BlossoM does not have the perfect Garrosh pair. Malfurion is taken from Miracle. I think they might be just looking for the Stukov, which we saw as a big counter against Rich's Tracer. That silence is a pretty big deal. When you can't blink away, you're very weak. They will grab that Hanzo along with the Blaze before the second ban phase. They want to get that counter against those pulse bombs.
Well, it's a really early pickup for the Blaze. They have Malfurion on their side, so you're not as afraid of getting out of the bunker, obviously. It's a pretty solid pickup. It would be really cool, too, if they end up banning a strong solo laner, if that's the path they want to go down. If that's what BlossoM is thinking as the counter response. Again, this is on other maps would be a more obvious move, but on this map you can cut it out. You can even run Junkrat as a quote-unquote solo laner. The Johanna ban here, a little bit unusual, but again going towards some of the hero pools of Gunza, who hasn't played too many tank heroes just yet.
Junkrat seems a little bit not the most common thing. I think from the Johanna they were thinking about the blind, maybe even Cassia coming out for Miracle. But they're going to switch gear. Junkrat is banned. Also Medivh, it was something that Miracle has been having some struggle. I'm just going to ban that out.
They leave the Johanna open, which can be annoying for Tracer, but I'm wondering now what BlossoM's second source of damage is going to be. The one thing they're really missing right now is wave clear. So it could be a mage. There's always the possibility of that. Could be like a Janna Lyric. Well, there's the wave clear. It's Tassadar coming through. So they've got Task Tracer and the Sonya. Missing that normal healer, so it is going to be double support Tracer. Great for the map. Don't get me wrong, I know double support is not everyone's favorite composition, but I think that given the Tracer and the wave clear Tassadar here, plus Sonya into the Blaze, it's a pretty solid follow-up. And it leaves the flexibility for the healer, waiting for what Miracle's second DPS is going to be to counter that type of damage.
Miracle was not going to pick any more support, can't ban anymore, so I think that's the right way of choosing your hero. I think BlossoM can just pick whichever, unless Miracle brings some amazing double support comp from here, which I don't think it's possible at all.
Not with the players they have on their team at the moment, I don't think so.
You still need lots of damage, maybe even some percent damage base. Just having Blaze as a solo tank even?
I like the Gul'dan. Wave Clear and Horrify can ruin double support Tracer. The Johanna that they didn't ban, they lock in. Good for Gunza, good for Blinds. This is a great follow-up. Liking the end of this draft here for Miracle. This means that basically BlossoM can have a hard time, hard engaging. The Rhaegar pick here does not work great with the Tracer because she has too low of a health pool to survive, but he has Cleanse, so he can cleanse the Horrify if he doesn't get feared himself, and obviously has the ability to empower Sonya in some of these team fights with the Tassadar shield. So Wave Clear also additionally added in on the Rhaegar. It's tough to say whose draft I like better, but I think on paper I kind of like Miracle's because of the potential for plays on the Horrify. Double support has had trouble with Gul'dan's Horrify really since the end of 2016 and before at the beginning of 2017. We were still trying to figure out if they were going to run it or not. Gul'dan was definitely one of the go-tos.
And Miracle has some CC pair up. Blaze also with the bunker can provide that exit path for Tracers. Assassination from the side with the pulse bomb, even from Sonya's spear. Be very safe. I also do like Miracle's draft a little bit better. BlossoM, I think they have the sustain. I think it's going to be major. If Miracle's not able to really catch that Tracer with the CC, it is still possible with the scatter arrow, but Tracer is very thin. We saw Rich and HGC just dominating over Tracer, but that's their own special case. Yeah. It's usually very hard to get all that damage.
Judy went for Redemption, which is really great on the map because obviously you can poke a lot while you're rotating around. This is a map that again doesn't have always necessarily a traditional soul laner. So he's going to have better attack speed. He may go back into the scatter arrow for the rest of his options after this, after the level 1. So Hanzo can have an insane clear time on the boss. They already have that advantage, but to further it, look at how many stacks he's getting on this Redemption already, just poking, 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 hitting. What you can do is, as Miracle, if you know that Taunt is on cooldown, you can make a big boss play with this comp because they have blinds, they have big stun, they have Blessed Shield, they have Hanzo's stuns, and they have Hanzo's clear time. So there's a lot of ways, and Horrify. I'm like, also, and Bunker.
And Dragon Strike.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, probably not that one.
Hey, that almost slipped by. Nice catch.
But Miracle has a lot of ways to control the boss, is what I'm trying to say. BlossoM does not have as many, so even though we don't really think of this map as the boss being a major player, like we do on Cursed Hollow or on Sky Temple, that is an extra card that Miracle has in their hand.
Thinking about the camp times, Miracle with Hanzo, not the scatter arrow, but still pretty strong. Also Gul'dan having that teamfight potential. There's not much of a threat as a Gul'dan to be threatened, only Tracer sometimes. But other than that, you can really, if you get that Tracer down, or if you get that HP of Tracer down to like half or 30%, I think Gul'dan will be just having fun, just throwing down the Q and E all the time. Has already been building the stack even.
Yeah, he went Echoed Corruption as mentioned. So if he builds those quickly, then he's going to get a huge power spike when it's finished. And that is twice as much delay, basically, on turn ends. Miracle has won this early game. They already dealt with the majority of the camp in the mid lane. That's currently dealing with it now, but their camp is going to, because it was taken later, have more effect, as you can see here. As Judy gets picked, which is not going to happen. Rotation down here for Miracle. Look at that Gul'dan damage with the flank. So much done here, burning through Gondar's shields. And as mentioned, they win the camp war. The neutral camp taken down here, very annoying though. Sonya can solo camps. Blaze, not so easily, so.
Impossible, but much slower compared to Sonya. And you will also lose that 1v1. Who is just dominating the lane. So Miracle has to make this push into their advantage. They have to get something out of this. Not really finding so much other than just a single tower.
Yeah, it's quantifiable, you know. One cannon tower here. What does the push in the bottom do? If it's more than that, then we know who got the advantage here. We'll need to get a shot of it to confirm that for you guys, but this is actually very much something that it can be proven, like which move was better in terms of this early game. Duty just harassing. He's already got a pulse bomb, so not going to be looking for a drop in just yet. Okay, no cannon towers taken here, so this is a win for Miracle. Oh man, not if they lose HAD2 though.
There's that Wrecking Ball that did not work onto Iron Skin Johanna.
Missed it.
First kill of the game will be Blaze. And Sonya was winning the lane even, so it's the worst of a scenario when this 4-man never really spent the time to go to the bottom to help that lane phase. I felt like they had some time because they have insane wave clear. I think they were trying to turn in so much, which they also failed, but wasted a lot of time trying to do multiple things at the same time for Miracle.
Yeah, not having a good focus onto what they wanted to accomplish, with the exception of doing damage mid. But then right after that, there was some hesitation, and during that moment, BlossoM capitalized, got that kill. Gunza is also way out there. Can't really do any peeling now for Sniper. He already used his Iron Skin, I believe. Took a lot of damage. Okay, there it is. Still ends up taking a lot of damage. They still get a double kill here. And suddenly this game is just totally taken away from Miracle. Talking about how this is BlossoM's best map, but this is also one of Miracle's worst maps, because this map usually goes to close to level 20, at least like post 15 minutes, which is where Miracle historically has fallen apart.
Except for the Miracle game against KSP Black, which they did okay, and that's mostly I think onto KSP, drafting double support, and they had a hard time rotating around. But BlossoM right now really pressuring in all lanes, possibly even looking for another Gretz that grab onto HAD2.
Yeah, he already
with
used
the
his
minions
passive, but
all around. They might be punished for this, but Fort still taking damage.
Gul'dan doing a lot of damage here. One of Sniper's favorite mage heroes. He's very good at it. He makes them take all the damage, but just doesn't have to burst to kill anybody. So everyone's just gonna walk back, heal up, and then they're gonna be fine. Yeah, just getting out rotated now, and I think overestimating Blaze's safety levels. He doesn't have bunker yet, so
even when they have better of a wave clear, I think their shot calling is slightly too late, going for that save. I think they have more than enough time to actually wave clear, soak in the XP, and then try to help that Blaze. They'll know exactly what kind of communication is going on for Miracle. But BlossoM just tossing in here and there everywhere. Of course, Judy went for that redemption build, so that negative armor onto Gondar will be helping later on. Against the double support, long time team fight, I think that's the talent you go for. Judy made the right choice. But if you keep on losing, your member gets picked off consistently and you're not even close to level 10. What do you do here? You're getting pressured in all lanes. You're possibly even going to lose this camp now.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're going for. They don't have 10.
This is still very aggressive without the Tassadar.
Tass zoned out actually right now. I like this play by Miracle, just trying to actually, instead of trying to go onto the camp itself, just try to hit Modern Life, punish him here, go for the turn in. Gunza has enough for a turn in by himself. Gondar needs to hit this right now. That was so close. Modern actually was the one who interrupted. Gondar nearly getting that. So this camp's going to be annoying to deal with. This actually is very likely now going to be the double turn in for BlossoM. Yep, they have enough here with Wiz. Being very cautious, knowing that Johanna is nearby. So they're going to get the back-to-back turn, and Dudu starts the camp before, so it cannot be interrupted.
Just to make sure, Tracer does not want to be solo camping.
Yeah, but she...
As you guys can pretty much tell.
You can see. But she starts it, so the camp can be taken.
Yes.
Not removed from the map.
They want to maximize the push, and by using the resource, focusing, and really the shot calling, how they rotate, BlossoM has been on top already in game 1. Miracle a little bit slow. Of course, getting Blaze picked off was a big problem. I think they still have a good way of coming back. They still hold a lot of those gems. Gunza holding, I think, over 60? 63 right there.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, he's Johanna at least. But, yeah, I mean, basically that means that Miracle's biggest turn-in opportunity is going to be him. And big hitbox, very easy to deny. They need to somehow use Horrify, I think, to engage here before 13. I just don't know if there's a good way to do that. Look at the positioning of BlossoM. Notice how they're all split. So that getting a Horrify isn't going to be easy. Same with the Blessed Shield. Same with the Dragon's Arrow. Looks like BlossoM wants to make a play for boss with this 13 advantage. Heading up, clearing this. It did not end up being Judy going into the Scatter Arrow after level 1, so went into the Explosive Arrows. So he does not have fast boss clear time just in general. So it's not a must boss right now for BlossoM by any means. It's not like Miracle could sneak it really quick if they got a kill or two with this Hanzo. It's not the scatter build, so.
But laning phase is basically over, with BlossoM all forts surviving at nearly 100% health. I think all the walls are still there. They were trying to, Miracle was trying to pressure into the mid, but if you're trying to pressure into the mid lane, it is so easy to defend. It doesn't really take too much time to. Let's see if they want to punish Gondar. Blessed Shield.
Cleanse. All the armor now. Finishes his quest. Slow coming through here, but it's not going to be enough to kill him.
Gondar has doubled the cleanse with his own and also one from Rehgar.
Yep.
It's going to be super tough even with that CC from Miracle 2. Actually punish Gondar now.
Gunza is caught here. He doesn't want to lose 73 gems. Ping's coming through, but not going to be able to stop him. Just hitting another Q there. Miracle just cannot gain any ground here. Even though they have a lot of poke, they have a lot of chip damage. Just not able to utilize it correctly because they're always under duress from this this Garrosh pick from Gondar. Again, self-cleanse, stuns coming through. He's got 30 armor right now, and he's coming in for the fight. Here's the Horrify finally, really only hitting the Tracer. And doesn't matter if there's no follow-up damage, it just wears off. Bunker comes in, but it's not going to be long for this world. And Gunza needs to be careful. He cannot afford to lose 75 gems right now. Gondar again, a lot of armor. And he's just going to survive through this. 46 armor now he can walk away with.
Barely get that last second clutch healing from Rehgar. Also shield available from Tassadar. Judy thought maybe it could have got a kill on the Garrosh, but double support seems pretty strong against all those auto attacks from Hanzo. And Gul'dan
Hanzo chipped away at the armor, so I said he had a lot of armor. It would have been worse, obviously, if it was a different hero, but as soon as that wears off, you see he jumps back up to 46. He's got that burst shield from the Tassadar. The heal's coming through. Ancestral, notice it's very much ready to be used as well. Not necessary
also
there.
Taunt? Well, Miracle, I think they had some chance, still having the chance to look at Gunza having the maximum 100 on himself, which means that if he dies, oh man, that's going to be a lot of gems dropped on the floor.
I mean, it's the rare triple turn-in as well from BlossoM. Before that fight that Horrify was dropped in and everything was started, they had like maybe 35. They're able to get, with those kills and a few more wave clears, the full amount required. I think it's 60 for this turn in the third one. And look at how they split it up. Good wave clear in the top lane with Tassadar. He's just slowly rolling it down top. Sonya soloing bottom. And 3v4 down here with the Weavers for Peel. They're even harassing Johanna, forcing Iron Skin out early. Even had to use his contempt for that movement speed bonus so he could get away safely. And total domination.
He has 100, he can't die. He can't risk himself to die, and we've do look at that.
Sniper?
Sniper. Not going to be enough damage though. But enough to bring him out from the fight zone, and the keeps are in pressure. Two Web Weavers are coming in. There's a multiple stun. Horrify connects.
This is a good Horrify, but still.
And the arrow, but great taunt to block the incoming damage.
And now this is going to be a dead keep. Ancestral use this time Wiz. And to tear up this keep. Charge dodged by Modern Life with the Dimensional Shift. And mid keep is the next target. If they don't get Goonza first, Hanzo's dead. Goonza 100 gems! 100 gems on the floor!
Mega gems on the floor.
20
Look at that.
stack gems, 5 of them right there on the floor.
They have 0 turned in.
Zero gems turned in this
entire game.
This is the most perfect of perfect games, G-Clef. 8 kills to 0, 6 forts to 2, 0 turn-ins for Miracle. Total domination on the side of Team BlossoM.
Wolf,
This is why they chose Tasser. This is why this is their best map.
Wolf, I think